Wait. Let's see if we're live. It's been a while. The browser doesn't seem to be working. Perfect timing. Let's see. Let's change everything. Clearly, I'm very good at this streaming thing. Right, let's check it out. How do I change it again? Because currently I'm still playing Arceus somehow. Beam info, there we go. Right. Change it to the right game. Be nice. Alright, you're probably gonna hear the audio twice. For a second, I'm gonna listen if the microphone is coming through and if the audio volumes are volumes. Right. Sounds good to me. Let's share the link with some friends, because those fuckers don't have their notifications on. Then we should be good to go. Right. Let's get it. Hooked on You. Game released today. Dead by Daylight's dating sim. It was made by a different company, but it's released by Behavior. Let's check it out. Who made it again? Psyop. Got it. Ah, of course. Right, gonna be interesting. Let's check it out. Already bought it. Stop the music, there we go. Alright. Let's have a look at this. I remember the announcement for this game way back in the beginning of the summer. Been waiting for it for at least a month now. Probably longer. Epilepsy and seizures. Nice. We love those. Let's check it out. How's the audio level of the game? Very quiet. Let's make it a little louder. Alright. More settings, music, text speed, pretty slow reader. So unless I have to click continue, turn down the speed. Alright. Here we go, the new game. Let's go check it out, check out the files. So far I've seen that there are 4 killers in the game. The Trapper, the Wraith, the Spirits and the Huntress. But I did see on the achievements that there's one with the Ghostface icon. I don't know if that means that the Ghostface is in the game or that's just some sort of reference, but we'll check it out. Start a new game. Welcome to your dream vacation. Sure hope so. Before we get started, what shall we call you? Go with a classic. Bucks. Let's see. Quickly did a Google search before starting the stream. And the game should be safe for work, hopefully. Alright. Seems like I'm already coughing. Or we got beached. Tried to show off in the water. It backfired miserably. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging in the inside of your throat, as if you'd nearly drowned. Ironic. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. So we're already done bad. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from, or a single fact about your life. Sounds like a good time. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow. Really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute. Can I go on? Alright. So it's somebody talking to us. I'm guessing the announcer. Maybe it's an actual person, but I don't think so. Guess I can give you a minute. I've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. Ocean. An eternity, if you catch my drift. So I'm talking to the ocean. Alright. Was this some weird fucking Moana ripoff? Whoa, not now, ocean. Sorry, sharks. May I continue? So that's the third person. We have the announcer, which might be the entity or some beachgoer. Then there's me, who got beached. Then there's the ocean. Please go on. Okay then, as I was coughing again. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit, a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms and other. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Still looks edible. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredible, charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. I see. So he's already trying to sell himself, a real salesman. What will you do? Dig out that face, of course. Let me get a good look at that. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head and bid it in the ground for you. A coin. Nice. There's no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor dead soul. Right. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type. We'll see about that. With all the killers on the beach. You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose. And so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? Why would I? Maybe it will come in handy later, so no thanks. No thanks. Look, I'm gonna level with you here. That coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday. I've been looking for it all over. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. But to be honest, we don't know what they're into. Could be some weird kind of fetish or kink, so we just give it back. No, there's no proof. Be that way then. Perfect. Can keep the coin. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation as you feel something soft bump onto your foot. The beach ball. Wilson. When you look down, find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Who is it gonna be? I am gonna guess it's gonna be the Huntress. Also, quick little fact. I have been working on my retake exam, and for my exam I am working on a beach volleyball game. So I'm playing this game now, while I should actually be working for my exam, as an excuse. I can just say that I'm doing this for a reference. There we go, the Huntress. Little help, please. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Oh, hell yeah. Oh. There he is, the number one. Spirit. Magnificent. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. I mean, honestly, look at them. I'll gladly be the volleyball. So, if I would have to rank them, I would like to preface this with saying that I am straight, but the Wraith be looking kinda good though. So I would put him as first, then the Huntress, then the Spirit and Trapper as last. Each of them oozes with undead energy, magical aura reaching out and penetrating you. Oh, via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed. Let's call them killers. I don't know. Not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. Right. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. You can say, I'm starstruck. Hello. There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, well, literally monsters. Sexy ass monsters though. What do you do? Well, I would probably grab the ball and walk up to them. Then again, it would be a 3v2. Not too fair, but just join him, I guess. Kick it back, toss it back, toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. There we go. Already making some points. We're on a good path. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look up at her. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm perhaps, maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Alright. Try hard much. Alright. Something tells me she's gonna be a pick-me girl. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, I see. You realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened? Worried? Excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way. I agree. And nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, sharks. You were made for this. Thanks, Ocean. The best wingman, he's coming back. Well, geez. With a spooky ocean voice. Just not to be scared. I'm sure it's all going to work out. Exactly. Nothing to be worried about. It's all gonna be fine. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Alright. Seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. Alright. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with that. Well, wait a second. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says and when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Thanks, I guess. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. Oh. What's your deal? What brings you here? You? Is that an option? You mean they're here to do more than distract you from total domination? Deep sigh. That was Wraith. That sigh means that he was done with the game too. Also, does it not speak? Either that or he has a butterfly or something. He saw a butterfly. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know what? You can't. Good. Let's wait, let's first have some fun and then... we can do it. Is he meant to be in the middle of the screen? I feel like he changed back to his sprite, so he should be on the right. Ah, okay. Now it is. At least, not yet. Where is she keeping that axe? It's a pretty long axe as well. Oh yeah. Not yet. Hey Sharks, you might want to, you know, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Man, I was hoping to get the talking done with and move on to the next step. Right now this group has some questions for you, right? But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. Oh boy. Time to focus for a second. Might be timed. This is a timed quiz, of course it is. And it will be very important later. Alright. Gotta try and read things quick enough and make a choice. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever, probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? In the game or in real life? I would go about a 6 or 7. About average. Pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd. Another normal, meaningless face in an endless cycle. Thank you. I think you're quite cute myself. Like a chipmunk. Or a grizzly bear. Two very different things, but I'll take it. Thanks. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Oh, it does talk. Invisibility, flight, super strength. Probably flight. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all that is... What? It's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? Failing. Math, history, skipping class. Probably skipping class, but I'll go with history. History. Because I was technically present, I just didn't pay attention. It's also the only course that was way too easy, so... Nice! It's important to know what came before so that we are not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we will anyways, but still. What's your favorite animal? I mean, depends on what the choices are, really. Dog, cat... I'll go with a dog. I would say dogs and cat are on the same level for me, personally. And I don't know what the third option was. Dog? You look absolutely adorable with a little puppy mask. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. What's your favorite color? Blue. Blue isn't good for productivity. Funny you say that. Makes people want to be lazy. Yeah. Fair point. What's your dream job? Well, I'm studying to be an indie game developer, so... Astronaut, nightclub promoter, not working at all. Well, guess not working at all then. If we get to do what we really want, why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Sure. Let's go with that. Let's say it's courage. Only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand crusade. These damned millennials. I don't know the Lord that well. But is he that old? I feel like the Trapper wasn't that old, is he? Best flavor of ice cream. Salted caramel. Well, it's not there, so I guess I'll go with vanilla. My favorite flavor is Spain. Classic, of course. How could one forget? Same. Guess I'll try it sometime. Same here. And he's thinking about it. Mine is vanilla. Swirl with pain. See, he had to be different. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream. Am I right? Hold on a second. This reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. I don't think I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna look at the options and see what I personally think is best. And follow my own instinct and trust my own judgments. Back to the ocean. We're teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is a rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Still vanilla. Cool. You got a reading comprehension problem? Actually, I do. I just told you mint chip was where it's at. You almost brought yourself a game over there, buddy. That's right. I can end your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't you forget it. If I say you like mint chip, you like mint chip. Now try it again. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Oh, fuck you, buddy. Ah, rebel, eh? Not in my dating sim. You have to understand, it feels very good to end someone else's game. You should try it sometime. Oh, great. Probably gonna see that a lot, I guess, if that's how it works. Developed the volleyball game. Alright. Back at it. Seems to be the same conversation. Average. You know what, let's pick some different ones. Invisibility. Invisibility. Same, although sometimes I think I already am. What was your best subject in school? Let's say skipping class. You could say I majored in skipping class. If I had ever gone to school, I'm sure I would have done great in skipping class. I prefer skipping over walking, almost always. It's almost like you can tell that she didn't go to school. What's your favorite animal? Don't know what the fuck that is, but sure. Be honest, you have no idea what a muscellate is exactly. You're just hoping it's some secret answer that results in a hilarious Easter egg, right? Honestly, fair point. Because there is no Easter egg, it's just another word for ferrets and stuff like that. Well, would you look at that? The game's trying to be educational. What's your favorite color? Let's go with 3-day-old corpse. Nobody would expect me to think this, so I'm gonna say 3-day-old corpse. That's a pretty edgy answer, right? And pretty dangerous. To talk about corpses, no biggie. Those are no good to me unless they've been frozen. You'd be surprised by how quickly good meat can spoil. Or maybe you would be surprised. I'm still getting to know you. What's your dream job? Let's go with a nightclub promoter. Definitely nightclub promoter. Everyone groans, and let's be honest, they're right to do so. Luring folks into the dark. Not just anyone can do that. Well, honestly, if anything, I'll hope I can learn a thing or two. Because these guys are professionals, so. Well, are they? I think the entity is a professional, I guess. Best flavor of ice cream. Or slash. I mean, ocean sounds. But my favorite is Spain. Same. Let's go with Minship to not have that entire discussion again. So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. Oh. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hey, don't bully my boy like that. Hi, I'm Wraith. Nothing like everyone else. Okay. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Fuck. Well, there goes my shot. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. Okay. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh no, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now. And that's almost exactly what happens. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I am dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Okay. Whatever, fog buddy. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew. Really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely. Actually, for the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on. Otherwise, they'll do this all day. Besides, if you know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. Weren't they already showing off? If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with this meathead. Let's say we go to my yacht. There's a massive boat docked nearby. Yo, what is this? Thomas's GTA character? All he has is a fucking yacht and that's it. Not even a house or anything. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Alright. The Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth. The way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? No, I can already see it. I'm gonna make a choice at the end of this, and then it's gonna affect my relationship with these people. Alright, so... the pool sounds great. Wraith, buddy, baby. Find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about a volleyball game? Yes, exactly. Let's go back to the volleyball game. Let's do like 3v2 or 2v2. I'll beat the ball. You can toss me around. Definitely you. Gonna be fine. We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Exactly. And then I can pretend it's a reference for my exam. So. Are you all serious? There's perfectly good lounge to chill at right here. Yeah, no, I'm not going to the lounge. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Yes, I can tell. Where do you want to go? You know what? Let's do volleyball. I hate that I interrupted your game. You should finish it. I love to play outdoors. I also love to meet new people. I also love to bring them home to play. Oh? I'm sort of a big kid at heart. Obviously you are too. I like you already. Okay. I hate people who are too serious. They ruin everything. Okay, so she doesn't know me yet. It's fine. Well, they do if you don't handle them swiftly. Okay. Hold on. God damn it. Claudette and Dwight. If only there were lockers around, they would be hiding away again. Not doing gens, not coming for the hook rescue. For just one moment, this is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also our cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderous Islands. Cue dramatic musical flourish. Very dramatic. Nice. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Okay. Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time, so very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry, anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your shooting. However, in the future we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. What do you mean unsupervised? What fucking threat does this island have? There are 4 murderous killers. What could be worse than that? What could take them on? We don't have much autonomy around here. Yeah, no shit. Definitely not you, Dwight. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. Well, you can clean or something, or cook. The most you could do is help us get off this island. What? Yes, pardon me, please. Follow us. Hey, narrator. Yes. Something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? Them? Oh, no, 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 no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right. Yeah, that's true, he was, but he just means that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway, you know? A couple miles south of here. It has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. I would expect to be the opposites, with more money, less restrictions, but sure. This is where you belong now. Now off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter mostly. When I agree with them. Not like that other island. So, what will it be? Oh, fuck. Want to press volleyball. Fuck. God damn it. Trapper is very pleased with your choice. Well, I'm not. Not just because he owns this boat either. Clearly, you understand the importance of appreciating the finer things in life. Unfortunately, though, this means these uncouth heathens are now on my beautiful boat. I'll make sure to help wash it as soon as they leave. Not exactly a genial host, but what he said isn't even the worst thing about his comments. Is that he made them in front of everyone else. Loudly. They're used to it at this point though, so it's time to get to the good stuff. Eating. As a guest of honor, you can choose the appetizer. Here's the menu. What do you want served? You can choose beef, carpaccio, veggie hummus platter, something in... Is that French? Let's go with the beef carpaccio. Raw, simple, tasty, maybe even a little risky. It's beef carpaccio, all the way for me. And I'm sure a group with such particular tastes will all surely love it. Great choice, it's my favorite. Okay, there we go. We might have fucked up by going to the boat, but we're still scoring points. Sometimes it's too cold to start a fire. So just eat what you can. How you can. Gross. Not just meat, but raw meat. Fuck, he's a vegetarian. I feel like my first and second place have shifted slightly. I'm afraid the Huntress is scoring most points, and I'm losing a lot of points with the Wraith. Will you be wearing a fur coat throughout the meal too? Well, calm down there, buddy. No, it's far too warm for that, but maybe some fun little slippers. Okay. Survivors arrive with trays of food as everyone stands around them and makes conversation. Enjoy. Please, for our sake. They catch Trapper glaring at them for daring to speak directly to you, but Dwight pushes on anyway. Can we get you anything else? Thank you. I'm all set, but thanks for great service. I mean it. Fantastic. Wow. No one ever thanks us for anything. Thank you. Well, thank you kindly for never speaking out loud to my guests without being spoken to first. Now scram. Now that the help is gone, the killers, killers are a bit rash. They haven't killed anyone today anyhow. We call them suitors or something? I don't know, that lacks a bit of punch. I'm sticking with killers. The killers have begun to hover around you. They each seem to be waiting for a moment alone with you. Oh. Except Wraith, he seems to be studying the corner of the room, definitely avoiding any engagement with you at all costs. Okay. Cold shoulder, fine. Didn't want his attention anyway, it's fine. Who will you allow to steal you away from a quick second? You look directly at the Huntress and smile. In a blink, she's practically on top of you. Oh. I feel a little out of place here. Out in the open, surrounded by water and by people. I guess she's used to the forest. Does she ever really leave the forest? I don't think so. I think she just stays in the forest and hunts her food down. That's her entire lore, I guess. I hate it here. Someone could sneak up on me. That's how my mother died. I don't think she died on a yacht. She never saw that elk coming. I can't believe she already brought up the elk/dead mother thing. Mommy issues. That's totally fine by me. My advice? Don't bother explaining to her a yacht in the ocean is the best place to avoid elk attacks. Fair point. Also, I probably wouldn't mention that sort of thing only happens in action films. Hopefully, you and I can spend some time in a spot more conducive to really getting to know one another. Okay. Everyone put down your appetizers. I'm bored. And on my yacht, that's unacceptable. Declan. Yes, sir. Prepare a libatation. Something that will impress our new guest. By the looks of them, shouldn't take much. Thanks, I guess. Guess I'm a down-to-earth person. Guess that's the takeaway. Maybe. Carla, make sure we've got both boozy and non-alcoholic versions available. Nobody has to drink if they don't want to. I'm a killer, not an asshole. I don't know about that. Kinda seem like one. Declan, Carla. I thought their names were Dwight and Claudette. Who the hell are Dwight and Claudette? Hey, Daryl and Christina. You know those two? Maybe they work on the other island. You shucks. Ready your mouth hole. Oh, what's he gonna do? Wow. This guy really knows how to sell a drink. Ah, a drink. But of course. We were all thinking that. While undoubtedly crass, he does have a point. The minigame is incoming, and the success or failure of your quest may very well depend on the readiness of your mouthful. Minigames consist of two parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. And on the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fail to land on the target and you will lose. Alright, two problems. First of all, skill checks in Dead by Daylight aren't on my spacebar. I put them on my mouse. So if they ever show up very quickly, I'm gonna miss it. Secondly, I play Dead by Daylight with a delay. So I actually have to press it before it even is on a skill check to get a perfect skill check. And that's on this PC, I believe. And on my laptop, it actually is frame perfect. I have to hit it. But I believe this game is completely programmed differently. So yes, it's gonna take a little used to. It'll take a little time. And then I'll be able to hit those skill checks. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. But yes. Okay, ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? Ready. Away we go. Party never stops. Shots. Let's go. Okay, so it keeps going around. Perfect. Ah, fuck. Not bad. God damn it. Casual minigamer. This whole amnesiac thing is already a lot to think in without also pouring a bunch of drinks on top of it. So it's not unexpected that you didn't perform perfectly. Fuck you, buddy. Lucky for you, my desire for perfection is only matched by my enjoyment in watching losers fail publicly. But don't expect luck to get you through this forever. God fucking damn it, it's gonna be such a pain in the ass. Overwhelmed by your afternoon's activity, you feel yourself spinning out of control. Was this drinks? The pressure to perform? The rocking of the ship? Smartly you pound a pitcher of water before everyone goes dark around. And it turns out a quick nap was just what you needed. When you come to, Dwight and Claudette are somehow already back on shore, waving at the boat. I'm pretty sure that means it's time to head back and leave this yacht behind. What a shame too. Trapper planned to serve live monkey brains as an entry. God damn it. If only I'd taken the beach, the volleyball instead. Seems like the next FT is mealtime. How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much Moriso and sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area. You find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat. There's very limited seating directly around you. And oh, great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Alright. Even better, it seems they don't want to sit next to a certain other people either. Well, even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. I get it. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh. So the Trickster is also in the game. I don't know if we're gonna see them, but at least they're gonna be mentioned. That's something. Oh, there he is. Oh yeah. Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expectster. Well, I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there. You're looking good, Sharks. Real good. Thanks, man. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit next together. No, seriously, their arms are too big, and they can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Alright. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Okay. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? I'll keep that in mind. So I'll put that on my exam. That's like the opening statement. The first slide on my PowerPoint. It's like, it's not an error. It's not a bug. It's a feature. You know, it's all intentional. Okay. Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side. The rest of them will sit opposite of you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the end with their enormous, sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't pick. I wanted to pick someone to like sit across from me or like sit next to me. God damn it, these two. Tonight's meal was prepped slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. Okay. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you'd know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you? Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts, and you need to murder something to eat its meat. That's like technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey, sharks. You thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. I think most people would assume it's the body of the head we found in the water. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree buttons down. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button down prints, you know. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be the scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, it's right for a change. Because I am with my broad axe. It's a perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Ah. You two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Give me 1 sec, I see sirens outside. It's fine, it's the police. The hell it is? Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Okay. Please, stop please. I hate when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. A true introvert. I can do it. I have my skull of Azeroth. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey, sharks, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve Felix. I mean, dinner. Oh. Okay, so they killed Felix. Can scrap him from the list. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. So, pretty much any guy having a podcast. Just non-stop arguing, same point for hours on end. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon. All while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Fair point. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. Would hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete. Bestly sharpened. Okay. Is it gonna explain this every time? Ready. Here we go. Slice. Okay. For a second I wasn't sure if I was actually on it. Fuck. You missed completely. That's on it. Not bad. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killer while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Does the huntress really have to lift up her mask? I think it's just the trapper. He kind of has that jaw piece that might be in the way, but the huntress? I don't think so. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell, I mean, if this is hell, I'll gladly go. Come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only types who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? To do best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Sharks. Number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Okay. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep my cuts on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. I mean, kinda helps with losing weight, I guess. Between the food and the behavior of this group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. Why the fuck is the spirit staring at me? She's not eating either. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? It's gross, I'm sorry. Look at that seagull. Whoa. You ever seen a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Fuck. Yeah, she's right, Shucks. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal. And you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull. Uh-oh. You just made a lot of good points. But I swear, you're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait. You haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Huh. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. So hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive, and you have to figure out why you're really here. Well, isn't that obvious? I mean, have you looked at them? Really here for them. Those four magnificent killers. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were. Am I right? Yep. For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious. I gotta give it up to this Ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like. For the choices might be yours to make, but they're mine to reward. Okay. Sharks getting threatened by the sea. I see, I see. You wake up to find Huntress holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cold water into your mouth. Oh, hey. Oh, good. You're okay. Sometimes when I try to care for people, they have a way of ending up less alive than when I started. Which would be a total bummer if that happened to you. It's been so long since I had a normal, happy, healthy living person around. Well, I don't know about happy and healthy, but you know, I also wouldn't classify as normal, so guess she's already cheating on me. Usually I'm just falling into the same old routine of smashing everyone's head open with a hatchet before I really get to know who they are as a person. But you're not nearly as scared or too busy writhing in pain to see me for me. You feel nervous in her arms. Not just because they're maybe crushing you a little bit, but because she's beautiful. Yes, beautiful, but I was just gonna narrate that fact, not, you know, say it out loud in a single word like some creep. Beautiful mask. Your bunny mask, it's quite gorgeous. Nice recovery, but now that you're awake and talking, you gotta keep this up. Did you make it yourself? You're the first person to ever ask me that. Yes, I did. Seems so quirky and cool. You could do anything. Own an Etsy store, be a doctor. Why is it that you kill people? Hunter sighs. You can practically see the memories flickering across her eyes, but she hasn't tried to kill you yet. So that's a good sign. It's all I was ever taught to do as a young girl, so I thought it was right. Even through the mask, you can see the Huntress is blushing a bit. Seems like your line of questioning has made her a little nervous. Hey, you didn't eat much at dinner. Want a snack? Oh. She offers you some jerky. Oh. Probably human jerky. But her spice game is on point because it smells pretty damn good. Except, of course, when on Murder's Island, you might as well eat as the killers do. Plus, you really are hungry, and You can chow down on jerky essentially, right? Okay, got an achievement for that. I'd love some. After moments of quiet chewing, what you choose to believe is not human thigh meat. You decide to be bold and ask another question. Have you ever been in a relationship before? Dang, you're really going there. You do not play around, sharks. Huntress takes a moment to think deeply before answering. I must say, it's quite amusing to see this hulking bombshell get all twisted up with those personal questions. Kudos to you, sharks. There was this one deer that looked at me quite provocatively in a clearing once. But that doesn't count, does it? You hear the faintest giggles bubble out from behind Huntress's mask. You're so cute, Huntress. No, it doesn't count. Whoa. What's this? You found something in the sand. Huntress reaches down to pick it up. It's a hair clip, probably left by a little girl who was playing on the beach long ago, who is definitely still alive and not at all dead. Huntress closes the bag of jerky with the hair clip. Seems like she's a little mixed up on how exactly this particular item works. Should you go with the flow or show off some of your knowledge of advanced humaning? Show her a thing or two. I think she'll appreciate that. You silly goose. You chuckle before reaching for the bag of jerky. You take the beret off and collect a lock of Huntress's hair, clipping it back into an attractive swoop. Much better. Huntress is so happy that you thought her something new about human trinkets. She touches the clip in her hair with a shy smile. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, with their waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not a part of this evening's activities. Gotta go with the flow sometimes. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Okay, so I can do it a second time. Alright. Playing sick, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Okay. Go, go, go. Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means that we're behind on time for evening activities. We'll only have time for one person to share their personal spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But storytime is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we decide as a crew. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize that this is probably it for you. But you embrace your fate. Sorry everyone, I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule? Even once? Damn it, Donald. If you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick. And then I'll drown you in your own blood. Cynthia? Both of us are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost like it's all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time, so... Trucks, why don't you think... who do you think should go? Ah, damn it. That's the name. Please pick somebody quickly, so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. I'll go with Wraith on this one. I choose Wraith. Whoa, this entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrase, will ya? What was the last line? Because I completely missed the joke because I don't even remember. I didn't think it was important, so I just read it and moved on. I'm not really one for scary stories. Life is scary enough as it is. Dude, this was your favorite activity. God damn it. You literally carry around a skull and a spine as your little prop. As the other killers laugh, Wraith holds up his skull and gazes into its hollow, dark eye sockets. If you're looking for something Shakespearean in this story, look elsewhere. This is a tale of madness, of staring at the soul of death and never returning. Once upon a time, a young man worked at the junkyard. Also, he's telling his own story. That man was quiet, kept to himself, just wanted to avoid trouble. While the boss dealt with clients, the young man operated the crusher, turning all cars into cubes. Twisted metal. One day, right before crushing a car, he noticed something. Blood. Dripping from the trunk. He opened it and found a frightened stranger, bound and gagged. The young man reeled. Was he about to accidentally murder the stranger? How could this have happened? He freed the stranger, who ran off into the waiting arms of the boss, the owner of the junkyard. Before his shaken employee could tell him about the mistake they had nearly made, the boss took out a knife and swiftly slit the stranger's throat. The young man fell to his knees, unable to comprehend what was happening. As he stared at the ground, too shocked to cry, the boss approached him. "What did you do?" he asked the boss. "I did your job for you." "What do you mean? It's not my job. My job is to crush the cars." The boss let out a miserable scoff. His face contorted in evil disdain for the pathetic wretch in front of him. "Why do you think we're crushing these cars? Save space? Who do you think my clients are?" I don't know," mumbled the young man. "Yes you do," screamed the boss. "Deep down you've always known what was happening here. You just didn't want to admit it to yourself. Your hands aren't clean. My clients give me money and I take care of their problems. Eliminate their witnesses, tie up their loose ends. Or actually, you do." "No," the young man whimpered as the boss towered above him. "Yes, you're nothing more than an executioner. And you've reaped hundreds of souls." The young man's body shook with soft spasms as he tried to stop crying. It was when the boss started laughing that it happened. Something in the young man changed. He stood up, now taller than the boss. A faint glimmer of fear overtook the snarl on the older man's face. The young man's face was empty. Empty as he grabbed the boss's throat and dragged him to the car in the crusher. Empty as he picked up the boss and stuffed him inside. Empty as he slammed the trunk down on him, its stupid bed head sticking out, begging for mercy. Empty as he started the machine, staring at the boss and sniveling, crying wet face. Empty as he grabbed the boss's head, dug his fingers in, water, piercing its skin. Empty as he squealed and pulled. Empty as he heard bones popping and snapping. But when the boss's head, still attached to the spine, pulled cleanly out of its disgusting sack of a body, he smiled. Wraith stares back into the eye socket of his skull. It doesn't matter how good you are, how innocent, how kind, how full of love you once were. When you look into the eyes of evil, you will surely go mad. An awkward silence falls upon the room until offer effusive praise, ask about the story, make a joke. Yeah, let's give him praise. When you look into the eyes of evil, you will surely go mad. My god, that is brilliant. I'm glad you didn't give us any Shakespeare. I'm glad you didn't give us any Shakespeare, because that story who made Shakespeare look like a slack-jawed, mouth-breathing idiot. Thank you. Sorry for that pop. I'm too overcome. As you sit down, the other killers look at each other, unsure if you're joking. Thanks. Wraith, on the other hand, is absolutely sure you're joking. You may have gone a little overboard. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit, so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. The true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds before the trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in the ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of these cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Wraith approaches you. Hey, I'm probably not making a great impression because I guess that's not really my thing, but I just know that if you got to know me, then, I mean, look, the others aren't around. And I really hate the fire pit. I just kind of hate fire in general. Maybe we could go back to the pool? And like, I don't know, whatever, you know? A dip into the pool with the Wraith. We've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow him. An offer like that. I just... don't forget our little talk. You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along, who, me? And manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, I'm already there. You're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. Can handle me. Hey, do you remember my story? Of course, it just happened, dude. You mean the one you just told like a minute ago? Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Did you, I mean, like, what do you think of the young man in the story? Do you think he's weird? He's not weird. Well, I don't think he's weird, but he is bad. I'm deeply upset with him. He didn't have all the knowledge he needed to begin with, but what's important is that you do with the knowledge once you have it. In the end, he's not better than the monster he killed. Oh, I see. That's not what... That's not a fucking option I chose, though. Well, that makes sense. Did the young man remind you of anyone? Yes. It's you. It's clearly you. What? No, it's you're carrying around the guy's skull and spine with you right now. Wraith looks at Azeroth's skull, then in the middle, then into the middle distance. A long silence ensues. You notice the temperature has dropped significantly. Is it cold in this water now, or is it just me? I feel like my toes are turning into ice cubes. Wraith seizes up and squeezes his eyes shut. Please, can't be around any cube talk. Not since I heard that story from somebody else a long time ago. The story you just told us 2 minutes ago? Exactly. The one that wasn't about me. Usually we'd be nervous that we were about to make things awkward when we barge in, but obviously we couldn't hold the candle to whatever was happening here tonight. By the way, it's time for bed. For you, but not for us. After you got sleep, that's when we party. After spending all day cooped up in those tight little safari-themed resort uniforms, you just know those two race late into the night. But you're not here to party with them. You've got your own repressed relationships to tend to. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Raid's story. About the young man who found out he was part of a sinister plot. Why don't you know about your current situation? Is it something that will terrify you? Something that will make you snap? What if you look into the eyes of evil? And what if you like it? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable. Or die trying. They hand over a pillow and a blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you will want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready. Away we go. As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. Let's see what's on this station. Sure, we'll listen to more. Fuck. Say someone. Let's try different ones. So that's the double daylight tune. Sounds a bit like chase music. Also building up. guess that's it. Let's see. It's all rather quiet. Don't hear anything yet.
Now join me on a stroll down memory lane. Behavior's been making games for about 30 years now, mostly for other
What?
licenses and
Is that like an actual radio?
but all of us on the
Okay. For a second I thought I had like some stream open. It was just radio. Okay, turn it off. No matter how many things you listen to, you can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side and lay by the fire? Huntress, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Huntress appears in an instant. You really didn't hear her coming. She's more than happy to tell you a secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. A cup of tea. If a Soviet lullaby doesn't work, this special mushroom tea has always done the trick. But I'm not coating the blades of my hatchet in it to ease the passing of my victims. I am steeping in it in a piping hot mug of water. Try it. You do. Finally starts to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. Dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky by now. You've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. Had a good time on a private yacht today? Huh? That comforting rocking sensation. That was all me. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You awake suddenly, see someone looming over you. When you wake up, you find Spirit sitting beside you, reading a worn paperback. Oh, hey, what? Clearly she has noticed that you're awake, but she hasn't actually looked at you. Seems like she's pretty focused on her book. It seems like forever as she stares at the page before finally shutting the book and setting it down. Oh, you're awake. Yeah, never mind. I saw you with the hunters right before bedtime. I wouldn't tell you how to live your life, but if you ask me, you could do a lot better. It's completely by accident I even saw them over here. It's not like I was looking out for you or anything. This is simply the best reading light, and the text in my book is very, very fine print. So it's tough to read in the dark. Don't get the wrong idea. You and I are obviously mind our own business types, not phony, look out for each other as an excuse for just being nosy types. But well, since you're here and I'm here, maybe we've got other things in common. Who knows? If we spend a little bit more time together tomorrow, we might find that, I don't know, we get along. And by get along, I mean exist simply and comfortably without feeling any burning desire to assassinate the other person. Or not, whatever, I don't even care. Bye. Good night and sweet dreams to you too, I guess. Finally alone. For real this time, maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Wait a second. Where are we? This isn't... Oh geez. It is. Isn't... It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to camera. I think today really went well. These were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end up in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting the day as a win, no matter what happens. But I think of the newcomer, do I have to say... Oh, I do? Okay, attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewered by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my seraphim. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer is, who the newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I for one will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think knows more than he's letting on about this place, but he's a hard nut to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. Major buskill. And Trapper, oof. Where do I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Exactly. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human, and I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. If I'm being honest, I want to just kill just about every person I meet within a minute of meeting them. Even the few people I can tolerate, I want to see suffer for a long time before I kill them. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. For a second I didn't realize this was his kneecap. I was very confused what was happening at his crotch area. But this person, for some reason, I would like them to continue living. For now, one false step and, well, you know, everyone calls me Trapper for a reason. And they better call me Trapper. I swear, if I watch this later and you list me as Evan, I'm going to kill the Chiron guy. I'm not really sure how to feel about sharks. On one hand, everyone I've ever cared about has met an awful fate. So it's probably good for sharks if they just keep ignoring me. On the other hand, there's something about them that maybe could work out for my plan, for me. You know, I think I learned a lot about myself today. I always thought I was doomed to be alone for eternity, only my creeping desire for revenge to keep me company. Now I know it. Still alive. You open your eyes, the sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. And you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait. Are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. What? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? Sure do. And talk about sexy, here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Where's the coffee? I don't see it. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. Yep, very trustworthy. Trixie seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people, yeah. Sure. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My one regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I am just swamped with engagements, especially on the other islands. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the time. Never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought you a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? You can call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. And he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was definitely, certainly not coffee. And I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. At least not yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. 2 thumbs up review. Not an internal prison of pain. Well, I think that's what's gonna end up happening, isn't it? A bit of an internal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review, it really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on? Hey. Hey. Wait a second, how did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? It's not a parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition. For I am the ocean, I dominate the lands, I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something. Something of grave importance. Finally, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review, if that was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. Could be. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent. And whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefits of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are also small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process, with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not too overly critical. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh sure, they make great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course, apologies, Shucks. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? It's been really entertaining. How else could I describe my stay on this island besides really entertaining? Wow. 10 stars, here we come. Can someone remind me to skip this section next time? Nope. We do need to ask you one more question though. We all had us sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this disparagement agreement? No, I will not say anything negative about this island. You have my word that I, Sharks, agree with the terms of this verbal contract. I see. I see what they did there. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey Sharks, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games, resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly. Honestly, sometimes the grumbling from my belly is something to fear. And with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can only mean one thing: breakfast. Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon. And so much for maintaining these beach bots. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwinds of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again. Except all in one day, on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection though. Pepper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to survive yesterday, so congrats I guess. Whether you survive today is 50-50 at best. Good luck. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm open to all possibilities that this strange island has in store. How open-minded. Well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast to and just like that, here comes Spirit. If I look especially well rested this morning, it's not because I slept well. As you know, I'm much too dedicated to finding revenge to ever sleep again. But because you all really left me alone yesterday to be my best non-constantly annoyed self. And I thank you for that. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all. While looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of the group. Perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. I'm glad the introduction of Sharks to our island paradise, and yeah, that was in quotations, didn't distract me from my normal routine, ignoring all of you and vice versa. This place is an eternal prison of suspicion and suffering, and no one cares. I'm still the only one asking any questions. Asking a question too. It's when will Wraith shut up? And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn. What a power play. Keep on wanting more. You're getting good at this game. Sexy, true to life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. Guess we're gonna feign another time. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday I wasn't short a lot, but you get there though. Something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me? Well, yeah, I guess that is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No. Stick it in there. A little more. Oh yeah. That's it. Yes. Oh. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now, I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do whatever it is they do. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand Suntan lotion. Someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it. Oh come on, a little privacy please. Wyatt is panting and Claudette has a crazy look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here and that I could hear you. Well, you know what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing, I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like fun. You think 2 people trying to find new ways to kill each other or in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes ourselves every day and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key in finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Why? Ugh. Okay, you don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. Life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I know that all our entry wounds and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, sharks. We're going to need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. It was both a tragedy and a comedy. Tragedy. Good up. I like it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, you're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was in short a lot. So far today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true centered, calm sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. Oh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Or who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until the shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped, like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's not a tree at all, it's... Hey babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy, kinda lazy. Whatever though, breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon. Or after 4 PM. Yeah. I do intermittent fasting. You see my abs, by the way? Maybe you can see them later. I'm a private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island. Where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you play your cards right. I could give you a private show. Get you around. His apps are pretty amazing. You gotta give him that. And the blow up bad? Threatening but adorable. Makes for an Interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. But you don't gotta give him anything. And we're not best friends just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking. It's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that the guy is gone and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely not going to abide by, it's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Probably Huntress. There we go. Ah, yes. Huntress, that makes sense. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that's quiet and out of the way. No one will be able to hunt us. I mean, here is there. Doesn't that sound intriguing? But immediately a flood of worry floods your brain. Should you pack a picnic? Bring your swimsuit? A pocket knife? You decide to bring as much as you can. You may have to make a run for it at some point, and you should be prepared. But of course, you washed up on assignment and nothing but clothes on your back, so you've got nothing together. Are you really ready for this? I mean, they call her the Huntress, not the Huckstress. You look up at this towering goddess, trying to form a sentence, when suddenly before you can decide if you want to go off with her, the trapper interjects. I demand that you reconsider. Why settle for a bunny with a hatchet when you can have everything you ever wanted? Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today. And you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die horribly. Die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be, Huntress? So, I gotta go with Huntress. Horse trends. You and Huntress make your way to the secluded beach house. Your heart drums in your chest. Don't look up, drums. It's a real word, I swear. Are these nerves of excitement or terror? Isn't it fun to mix the sexy and the horrifying? Huntress is quiet as a mouse as she guides you through the island forest. You struggle to keep up with her. She moves like a jungle cat, all muscles, and silent leaps across thorny brush. She halts suddenly, and you crash into her. Having been desperately trying to keep up, you follow her gaze and realize that you've arrived, a cabin in the woods. Obligatory in nearly all horror film and stories. And you've come here willingly with a fearsome killer. Great job. Cabin is cozy, but sometimes something seems off about it. You can't quite put your finger on it, what it is. Huntress stares at you through her bunny mask, cocking her head to the side as if trying to gauge your reaction at her hideaway. Are you going to invite me inside? What? Why do you need an invitation? Are you a vampire? No. Oh. Is it just me, or did Huntress seem a little disappointed? Didn't peg her for a lover of the Fang. But hey, I don't judge. Come in. Let's explore. The cabin or you? Oh, the cabin. You follow her inside. It's creepy, rickety, and definitely not up to code, but it has a certain homey charm. You're quite the decorator. She blushes. Indeed she is. A chandelier made of bones hangs directly from the foyer ceiling, and a collection of trinkets lines the mantel. Something tells you that the people who once owned these things are not of this mortal coil anymore. Could you be Huntress's next victim? The thought gives you a wicked thrill. Hey, just looking at you again. What do you think of my collection? More of a minimalist. I could learn to like this. It's so much. I could certainly learn to like this. The whole place, it's quite tactile. There's so much to look at. The organized chaos makes me want to craft things with my hands. I knew you'd like it here. You have the eye for someone who appreciates fine stolen things. I can't wait to go treasure hunting with you. We could find some more goodies on this island. But first, what do you think of the other killers on this island? I mean, Trickster is pretty out there, but everyone else seems like they have interesting backstories and whatnot. A little gossip, huh? What are you playing at, Sharks? Huntress considers this for a beat. Seems to have two modes, thoughtful and explosive. You hope to never be in the splash zone when the explosive part emerges. Why? Are you jealous? Before you can answer, the house begins to shake. Huntress loses her balance on the termite-infested floor and falls into your arms. You are not mad about it, but before you have time to enjoy taking this moment in... Oh no, it's an attack. A horde of killer crabs invade through the crevices in a poorly constructed cabin. They race at you and Huntress in swarms, clacking their razor-sharp claws at you. You must act quickly. What will you do? Grab a Shashka. Run and hide. Shield Huntress. What is a Shashka? You quickly reach out and grasp the Shashka over the wall. Being the highly educated person that you definitely are, you know that a Shashka is a Russian sword, not an umbrella or a can of cola or something else like that. Sure, we all knew that. Back to back with Huntress, you both hack away at the attacking crustaceans. You manage to slay the majority of the killer crabs. The ones you miss go scurrying away, back into their hidey holes. Huntress turns to you with a gaze that's full of passion and intrigue. However, before it bubbles over, she looks away, suppressing this feeling. Is she nervous? Huntress sits down on a wicker couch and begins cleaning the guts of her hatchet. It's an obligatory scene for every killer. You're just happy to not be the source of what she's wiping off. Looks like we're having crab for dinner. She doesn't smile at your joke. She has that ponderous look on her face again. You join her on the couch. Man, sometimes those near-death experiences really get me thinking about what I want in life. I think I'd really like to start a family one day. How about you? Personally, outside of the game, definitely no kids. But settling down with someone, sure. Maybe one day with the right person. I mean, it's a life-changing decision. You have to make sure it's right. Huntress smiles coyly. A good answer. You never know what kind of weirdos are out there. What were you like as a kid? You tried to imagine this giantess as a meek child in a puffer coat wandering about the forest. Huntress chuckles her laugh, quite cute and soft. I was so innocent, we hunted to survive. I went back to the cottage and mother would tell me stories. I would drink tea and imagine a life far away from the woods. Somewhere like this. I suppose I finally achieved what she always wanted from me. But since coming here, something feels off. It's beautiful and warm and everyone is so attractive, like thirst traps galore. Sure is. But don't you get the feeling that something is coming for us? Oh no, she's onto you. But onto you about what? Swirling memories rush through your head, nightmares, visions of a dark cloud, Claudette and Dwight's vacant stares that belie some sort of hypnosis. Quick, validate her theory or try and push it off. Totally. I think we're onto something. What do you know? How long have you all been here? Do you remember anything at all about why we might be here? I've been having these dreams, seeing things. I think we are all serving some greater purpose here. Huntress reveals a strange object that she holds from near this stage where Trickster performs. It has some strange symbol on it. Same symbol of the coin. Truthfully, it doesn't seem that strange to you, it's just a glass bottle, however the label is interesting. She hands it over to you, but before she can explain her theory, Claudette and Dwight bursts in and interrupt. We have a dramatic announcement, but it needs to happen back at the beach. You arrive at the beach and realize you were set up. There's no big announcement after all. What we have here is a good old-fashioned rivalry. It's true. Exactly like that voice that we cannot hear and certainly aren't referencing says. We weren't forced to interrupt your lovely date by another killer. They are here and ready to make you an offer of love you won't be able to deny. Trapper emerges from the water. Is he in slow motion? He's pure thirst. He's Paul Newman on horseback. He's Denzel on the cover of GQ. Manly manliness brought to life. Also, was he holding his breath under there this whole time, waiting for his cue? That's commitment to a bit I've ever seen. Heard you've spent the day in a quaint cottage. That's cute. How about a quaint mansion? Or better yet, how about one on each continent? Yeah, I'm including Antarctica. I'm really, really rich. Think of how cozy we can get there in a snowy 10-bedroom chateau. One of those pools that is half indoor / outdoor, but nice and warm throughout. That way you can kill a mama polar bear from the outside while watching her cubs cry over her body from the inside. Wow, Trapper really is the real deal. And by real, I do mean really, and by deal I mean evil. Plus, you really want to hunt your food for the rest of your life? With me you can get it both ways, savagery and someone to clean up after you. Sound nice, huh? As if. The life isn't for me, bro. I'm very impressed you can speak with implied quotation marks. Very cool. This guy is totally douche nozzle. Try hard much? Is like the turn of the century Pacific Northwest version of a Wall Street bro. Trust me, it tracks. Patrick Bateman with a huge chip on his shoulder. You wouldn't go with him if he were brandishing a cleaver at you. Oh shit, he is. Thanks, but no. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm into a quieter lifestyle. I relish my independence and don't need someone to wipe my butt for me. You run back to the huge arms of Huntress. She hugs you tight. So tight, you think you feel the life leave your body for just a moment. But it hurts so good. You know what? I'm impressed that you step up to me. I appreciate someone giving me their total honest opinion. Even if that opinion makes me want to carve out your liver. And the butt wiping comment, that's not what I meant by clean up after you, but I'm hiring someone to do that for me the moment I get home. Trapper leaves and you turn to Huntress. Walking in slow motion back into the water, it's pretty weird. You just gonna stay in there all night? Shall we continue our date? Huntress leads you back to her cabin. You thought you'd remember the way, but it's like the forest has completely changed. Nothing is familiar. Better not get lost out here. Can you believe that guy? Classic trapper. Pulling a move like that. I'm so glad you chose me though. I don't think we've explored all there is in between us yet. She winks a bunny masked eye and scoops you up onto her back. Huntress runs through the woods with your piggyback riding her. The wind ruffles your hair and almost clears a path from the mighty woods woman as she races by like the lad from the famous teen vampire drama in that one scene where he calls her a spider monkey. Huntress doesn't call you we. Eventually she gently lowers you onto the ground and you take in your surroundings. A wooded clearing in the forest. Huntress prances about like a deer in a meadow. I like to come here sometimes to clear my head and pack up a few cute woodland creatures. Foxes are my favorite to slaughter. Think they are so cute and sly, but I see right through them. They're just assholes. Great with hot sausage. Huntress hears rustling and darts off to find its source, crouching down like an animal. Now you're alone in the middle of the forest. Which way you come from again? No idea. Your sense direction is all off. A mellifluous voice floats through the air, landing upon your ears like syrupy honey. Come find me. Alright. That is one of the hidden ones, I guess. Not bad. Fuck. That's completely missing. Oh, shit. Darn it. You're so good at hiding. I have a real blast. Thanks. They say it takes 10,000 hours to practice. Get good at something. Hey, they do say that. That was fun, huh? Keep trying to just relax and have a good time, but that's really hard for me. Anytime I lay my guard down, something terrible happens. Oh. How about if we let our pens down? What if we let our plans down? Come on, I was trying to have a serious moment. Is it all jokes with you? Sorry. It was the adrenaline from the game. Got me in a mood with the rule wrong. Oh look. Odette and Dwight are back. Okay, we swear we are here for a good reason this time. Yeah. No one is manipulating us this time. It's just time for dinner. Come get some grub. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No. You are really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do that. We're going to do the gag where we cram them all on screens at the same time again. So just believe me, they're all here. And they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very carefully not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I am as surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Spirit seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderous Island. But hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. Really, I need to do a little bit more to be part of this group, or I'll be alone forever. However, I don't eat and I like being alone, so I'll take all that back. I don't care what the group has to offer, as long as we start with shrimp cocktail. I saw a movie once where these ghosts turn shrimp cocktails into a haunted synchronized dance, and I'm still working out how they did it. You mean beetle? Shark stops them from saying it. Beetle shrimp? The most rare and delicious type of shrimp? Beetle shrimp? Is this some new species? Because I've hunted many beetle and many shrimp and haven't heard of beetle shrimp. Of course you haven't. Like Spirit says, they've got hypnotic power. And the one who sees them soon forgets. Also, something to do with dancing? Give me a moment, I have to plug in my headset. Where the fuck did I put my... Yeah, I don't seem to find my charger. This is gonna take longer than I thought. Just bear with me. I found it. Just gotta plug it in into my PC, so the Windows sounds is my PC, not yours. There we go. I wasn't going to say anything that dumb. No, I was going to say... Excuse you, sharks. Now, you were saying, Trapper. You've done all you can. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to narrate this out of this somehow. Hold on. Are you afraid we might accidentally recite some spell and conjure a ghost? Because I hate to break it to you, but it's a bit late for that. And then a giant osprey swooped down and dropped his severed head on the table, distracting everyone. Trapper? Hey, I've never seen this particular severed head before. What? This time I'm being honest. Sorry, not my finest work, but something had to be done. Got to be careful about which cultural references we get mixed up with, is all. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Today was nuts. We went on Hunter's secret cabin and killer crabs attacked us. It's true. I'll fall asleep tonight to the delicious sound of crunching crustaceans. That would never have happened on my yacht. I grind them up. Much more satisfying way to kill crabs. At least those kind of crabs. I have a little comb for the other kind. White and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone. And they are all very tired. Wait, no, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. What? Bon appetit? Do you mean bon? No. Almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of a sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around as they pick up your plate, take your napkin and dust crumbs off the table. Would you like to say to servants? Thank them. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. In fact, here, for us, just for doing our jobs, thank you kindly. Everyone, would you please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit? We'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. Hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes. Because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving toward the fire pit. If only to get away from Raid's complaining. You know, you take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for another killer to take their place, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. I save? Save. Let's be sure. Seems like it auto-saves. I'll save just to be sure. I have a second save file. Well, narrator to tell a story. I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think? Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. And now everyone is looking at me. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or do we play charades? Boggle. Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Faith points his spine and skull staff thingamajiggy at you. You duck out of its way. You know what that thing can do. Probably shoot lasers. Not really. At least not in the update I read. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now, you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here. And it doesn't, you know, to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here. Wait. Sharks, what about... Sharks was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Sure. I'm game to tell a story. Sure, it's a mystery. Okay. So, what type of story do you want to tell? Let's do adventure. Alright. You like your Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies. How about some adventure? Now we're talking. It's not my favorite, but I respect your choice and will not politely. You don't have to say that, wait. Just not politely. Okay, ready? Here goes. I really like to go fishing. Solid hobby. Great foundation for a story, for sure. You pause. Everyone is waiting with bated breath. No pun intended. Oh wait, that's it? Not much of a story, barely even thought. The pun was better than the story. You sure that's all you have to say? No, I was just kidding. So, what type of story do you want to tell? Personal, I guess. I get a little personal now, if that's okay. Those types of tales are the best and often the most sad. It's a bit of a love story. Is it about two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon with the same Willy Wolverine? Or about a deranged killer who makes the only woman who ever believed in him witness a display of shocking violence? Not quite. It's about my parents. Oh god. They met at a party in college. He was hosting, she'd been dragged there by some friends. Oh. They couldn't have been more different, and yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. I would like to make a comment, but I will keep it to myself since I'm not trying to be cancelled. They were married within 2 months. A bit soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly. I learn a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with someone. Love could spark from a look across the campfire. Now, you've got their attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the campfire. It's quite alarming, actually. Except for Trickster, who has headphones in and is loudly playing his own music to drown you out. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrative keeps it real. We can't just end it there. So, who else would like to hear a story from them? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the best, most entertaining. Go with Spirit, let's give her a shot. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you got out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bridge, technically I suppose the fiancé, not the bride, sorry. One winter, a young couple decided the next spring they would get married. Two were madly in love. and could not wait for the snow to melt, so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, the fiancée, I guess since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to get the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and preparing to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveyed the bride, the fiancé, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, fiancé told her husband that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in a beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow it was more beautiful now than it had been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new brush filled with blossoms. So vibrant and colorful, she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooped up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride fiancé crept further and further into the woods until she turned the corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems and into festering moldy piles on the floor. There were bees where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated, the floor of mildew now had her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked, and walked, and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be found. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, tree line, and into the forest. There were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher bottoms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad, just like someone we know. How was storytime? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think it's very good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of an episodic style storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of an individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Shrugs, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that, we don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. Personally, I would probably remove Sharknado and that stuff. My headphones are being weird. Oh, my audio stopped. One sec. Alright. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Why? I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing that we do when we're not on screen. Okay. You have fun tonight, and you try to end up dead. Why do you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident, and you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. Really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash talk Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak her ball while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please. Enough talk of burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed isn't enough. That these activities have to be set next to a literal fire? Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me. On those spindly legs, you'd probably tire before you get too far. If it's running away to some place more secluded Sharks is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. There are, baby. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly. For stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely illogical. Why is everyone obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over it all. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novel I printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention along with the attention of everyone else is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives. Or, you know, some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with? in evening activities. I'm just saying you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderous Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with the name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer would you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because that guy. I don't know if going for someone else will affect my relationship with Huntress. I could either go full Huntress the entire time, or I could switch over and hang out with the Spirit for a bit. I'm thinking of going for Spirit, hoping that my relationship with Trickster isn't, with the Huntress isn't affected. Just to like change up the gameplay a bit and keep it interesting. Spirit. Oh, you picked me? Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise foodiness, so I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over those other killers at all costs. Even when I hate the game and the prize, but I had a long day. Voting, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task. Not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. So, you at the bar, I guess? See you at the bar, I guess. You arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette, both holding cocktail shakers, surrounded by a bevy of drinks or assorted boozes. Who's ready? Get wasted! Well, I don't drink, so not me. Then why the fuck did we come to the bar? You really don't drink, ever? Is that like because it will just fall through the hole in the stomach thing, or? I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind. And I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time. Then why did you choose the mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, no single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Right. Now that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa. Who ordered soda with a splash of private business? Because that's off menu. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at the restaurant before. I was finally executed by your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance. Right. Well, so be it. How about you, Sharks? What do you think? I'll stay sober as well. I've got the impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm gonna pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. Exactly, fair point. You watch as Spirit picks up a plum cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop out onto Spirit's lap. Whoopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take-backsies. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Dark and stormy. How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Okay, that one is cute. Please, allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract, and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice. And then fresh ginger beer is added in, garnished with a lime wheel, and drink in the end. Do you think you're up to the challenge for replicating this recipe, Sharks? Replicating rum substitute and ginger beer over ice. Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I'm appreciated your tone, but yes, you get it. You're natural. Sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than you don't dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark and storm. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time to relax. Wanna make out a little? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing before you can get a yes out. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. Alright, it's a new day, so I'm gonna save. There we go. Yeah, and I will keep it there for today. Next time I can continue where we left off, but so far 2 evenings, 2 dates have happened. I'm sure there's many more to come. So for anybody who was watching this live or is watching the VOD, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.